Me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, yeah. Me and the Most High, me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High. I'm so low, my walk on that road is me and the Most High. I'm so low, my walk on that road is me and the Most High. Me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, 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 yeah, me and the Most High, me and the Most High. Father, who art in heaven? What it take to keep you from us? Just a little leaven. Spread the gospel through the hood, doing it through rapping. Feel just like me and God trapping souls, bringing the truth to the people, telling what they never been told. You sitting on gifts you were given and doing nothing with them. I swear that you niggas is bold. It's bad that you know. I know that some of you think that I'm playing with completion. I'm not. I'm ready to drop. Been whipping the work in the studio, serving it out to the block. Tried to live life on my own and I found that it's not what I thought. A place to a higher, but Hashem Yeshaya, my soul not for sale, it was already booked. I'm ready for y'all to stop trying to stop easy, trying to say he wicked when really he not. It's really a plot for Judah to hate you in the dark to try to come take what you got. Woo, listen, the truth hit hard, harder than a gamble. Better be known as a saint. Yeah, your favorite rapper, Michael Jackson band. No melodrama, random, but it's still just me and the Most High. Me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, me and the Most High. I'm so low, my walk on this road is me and the Most High. I'm so low, my walk on this road is me and the Most High. Me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, 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 me and the Most High.
Solo, rolling 4 deep. We're rocking Yasha in my OG. I feed the flock to lose no sheep. Yeah, no sheep, no little Bo Peep. X5 and 29, I choose the father over man every time. Like coke addicts, I drop heavy lines. No word, all actions, pantomime. They said I never seen a Judah with a flow like that. I said I never seen a Judah with a glow like that. He gave me seeds that I never seen grow like that. Track 5 bars, gas about to blow like that. I'm good, by my lonely. I let the father build up my team. I go where he shows me. I need no blind guy to show me. Matthew 15, verse 14, he told me to just let them be. They strain at gnats and swallow camels when they should be following me. Woe to them, yes, woe not, cause time soon come when it goes down. He came with a sword not to bring peace. Cinderella at midnight, I must leave. I struggle for a minute, I would do the straight coasting. Shine when I rhyme, but a Judah ain't boasting. The Bible I pick up, I fall and I get up. Got living water that I swallow for hiccups. Let that marinate. I will rock with me, myself, and I live life like I'm fasting. I need nothing, just me and the Most High.
Me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, me and the Most High. I'm so low, my walk on this road is me and the Most High. I'm so low, my walk on this road is me and the Most High. Me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High, 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 me and the Most High.
Shalom, 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 y'all. I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat, and as you could tell, in the studio today, we have our special guest, Brother Gideon. Shalom, Brother Gideon.
Shalom, shalom, my brother. Shalom, Shabbat, shalom.
enjoying our time down here in Jacksonville. Me and brother Gideon, man, we've had just some amazing conversations. He's really a brother who brings a unique skill set and unique experience. And yeah, man, just talking to him, he's really answered a lot of questions in a lot of areas that I've been looking for answers in for a while. And some of that stuff we're going to bring out today on the show. But what we're going to do first is we're going to get into some of these headlines. There's a lot of stuff that has been going on. And we are going to get into it. Of course, the first thing we're going to get into is this Wuhan bat soup party. That's going on.
Nasty.
The bat soup coronavirus. And it has hit America. I think it's 7 cases right now here. But I got some of the headlines pulled up, but the one in particular is this one. It says, and this is 11 hours ago this came out. It says, U.S. declares public health emergency over coronavirus. 7 cases confirmed in U.S. And I did a little research on the coronavirus, and they were there are people who've already been infected with it who have, they've overcome it and checked out and they're healthy. So it's not like some killer virus where you're gonna, like Ebola or something, you're just gonna bleed out or something. But but it is they said the people who are susceptible to it are people with diabetes and high blood pressure, and of course older people and real young people.
Sound like half of black people there.
and when they say diabetes, I like Brother Gideon said, I think they're talking about type 2, where you got a lot of these people that are just in an unhealthy condition. You know what I'm saying?
Got the sugar.
The sugars. But so those are the people that are susceptible to it, or that it could turn life threatening. So that's one thing. And the other thing, it's air transferable. Somebody sneezes, you could get it in through your nose, through your mouth, and through your eyes. So that was another interesting thing that I found. But yeah, let's check out some of these headlines here. I put them up here on the screen. It says, coronavirus says China says death toll hits 259, suspends tariffs on U.S. virus prevention products. So, U.S. and Australia close borders to Chinese arrivals. And I saw something here that said in China it was like 9,000 people that have been infected. And the thing that makes it real dangerous is the fact that it has an incubation period of you don't know if you have it for up to no symptoms for up to 14 days. So, yeah. And they one last thing on that virus is they had a plane of evacuees that flew out of China, Americans, and it landed in Alaska first, and they tested them, and then they're quarantined in California right now. So So that's what we got with that. All right. The next thing is these daggone earthquakes. Like just this week, you had an earthquake in Acapulco, and you had an earthquake in Trinidad, in Cuba, in Russia, in Alaska, in Indonesia. Yeah. And I mean, volcano eruptions all over the daggone place. And then and look at this one. This one in Mexico City, 273 people dead, 1,900 people injured. But here, this the whole thing to trip off with all this stuff is the fact that what they're saying, oh, it's normal. They said it's nothing. I guess it's earthquake season now. Now we have a hurricane season and an earthquake season. So they're acting like it's just another day, you know?
Hey, Frog, those bubbles, it's for your benefit.
So here we go. And this is the National Geographic. Human pig hybrid created in the lab.
Disgusting.
And he said, don't eat pig. What do? They make you into one. And, you know, so this is a thing now. And you can see, man, they are. All right, let's see what we got. What else we got here? Okay. In the kooks, freaks, and weirdo news. Iowa determines convicted child molester no longer a threat due to sex change. Okay, can't make it up. Let's see what else we got in the.
What is that right there? Is that the boy or girl version of him?
I
No,
don't know
so
if he's.
he turns into a girl.
I don't know if that's a transformer version. I don't know if what mode he's.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He need to wait.
I don't know.
I think that's a dude.
Yeah,
That's the mug shot when he was a dude.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got. Here, I'll put this up here so y'all. All right, it says a naked man was arrested in Arkansas after trying to force his way onto a school bus with children inside.
What's up? So that's how you get your ass kicked right now.
All right,
That's crazy.
folks.
Yo, man. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Mug trying to go on the bus butt naked with a bunch of dude.
People. You can't make it up, man. It says California pastor loses job after posting signs stating homosexuality is still a sin.
Hallelujah.
So literally, look, you can't make it up, right?
Persecution.
This is where we at now.
Persecution.
This is where we at. Where, I mean, literally something that's clearly right there in the book. He loses his job.
That's the same state that was telling, it was actually trying to pass that law to make the Bible a hate book.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah.
They was trying to make the Bible a hate book because, like, any books in California that they would start saying anything that had said that goes against being a faggot, they was like, yo, you gotta get rid of that book. And the Bible was like, don't be gay. It's a hate book all of a sudden. So they was trying to burn the Bible, man.
Boy.
Yo, California. Yo, people live in California.
Get out.
Dude, yeah. You behind enemy lines. Where the camera at? Right there. You been behind enemy lines. Get.
Yeah.
Go on. Get out of there.
Man.
Dang. Oof. You behind enemy lines, bro.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
dressing LGBTQRSTUV activists to appear on Sesame Street.
That's just crazy.
Can't make it up. Like I said, if you still watch TV, don't.
You know what? Really, you know, I've noticed a lot lately. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, when I click on the clicker, you know what I mean, that one-eye monster. I noticed that a lot of times there has been this agenda lately to exploit. Well, we always been exploited as a people, blacks, but I've noticed more and more push that people with melanin color, they pushing that. They're putting that in our homes to show black people, oh, you're gay. Yeah, it's okay. Because I remember back in the day, you get your ass kicked for something like that. There was like, I remember seeing one faggot. I think I remember back in the day, but now they everywhere. So now you look at that right there, and it's like, man, they're pushing that to their home. And every time I look on these movies, you know, all the movies back in the day, all the black men always died anyway. You know, he was in there for a minute, like, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just all gay. Every time you look up, it be everybody straight. Then all of a sudden they show the brother, and he's sucking on another brother's lips. Like, whoa.
Soft, and what it is, what they're pushing is soft genocide. Soft genocide, man. So
as if the abortion clinics wasn't enough, so now they're trying to push everybody to not have children at all.
And truth is a new hate speech, because you know,
nothing new under the sun, because Pharaoh did the same thing. What, he went around killing all the first order, all the boys.
Yeah,
killing all the boys.
That's real talk.
Yes.
That's real talk.
Crazy.
And they're gonna flag this video because we said the so-called F word on here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. Fish.
So here we go. It says, now listen to this confusion here. Look. It says lesbian arts and crafts group reported to college bias response team because group allows only biological female members. Yes, that's the thing. It's like,
bro, you trying to give me a headache? It's like I was doing good. I mean, man, what? What are you doing to me, bro? Change it. Oh my god. It's like the ooze of all of this gayness. It's like, oh god, it's making my Agent Orange act up, bro. It's killing me. So
literally, it's a lesbian group, and a transformer wants to come in it and say, and it's like, I don't even feel. I'm with Gideon, man. I don't even feel like elaborating on it. You just read the title and laugh or something. You know, they're gonna block this video anyway. So enjoy the live.
You just keep pushing them out, don't you?
Right.
Just keep coming with it, bro.
It just keeps on coming, man.
God, bro.
Look, it says male cage fighter who claims to be female and destroys women hailed as bravest athlete in history. So if you throw a wig on and start punching women in the mouth, you're a brave athlete. Hey, look. You go look this up yourself. I mean, this is a thing.
I mean, it says hailed as bravest athlete in history. I think that's another reason why so many of these fish come out, because they can get headlines like that. Literally, oh my God, you're so brave. For what? What did you do? How did you make the world better? How did you change anything? Muhammad Ali stood for something. He came out as an athlete and said, no, he didn't come out. Sorry, I used the wrong word. Sorry to the family. I didn't mean it that way. I misspoke. He spoke to the world and said, I'm not going to no Vietnam because no Vietnamese ain't done nothing to me. Right? And he was standing for something. He was standing for his fellow blacks in this country, Negroes, whatever you want to call us. He was standing on that. So he didn't want to go into the draft. He lost. He couldn't box no more. You know what I'm saying? They took his license away. That's standing for something. That's being brave. Because in that society, during that time of being like persecuted as a black man, they couldn't even drink out the same water fountains, basically.
Right.
And then he stood for something. That's brave. Because he could have been killed. He could have been hung. That's bravery? Just because you say you boy.
You can't make it up, man.
You know what I'm saying? I got a medal for valor. For valor. But that's bravery now? That's yeah. Okay. Boy, that just pumped me up a little bit. I gotta go somewhere and do push-ups, but I can't because it's a Shabbat. Gotta wait. Yeah.
All right, so look, it says, all right, check this out. African locust plague, worst infestation in decades. Even cows are wondering what is happening. Okay, and that's in Africa. That's in East Africa, I want to say. Let me see.
Yes, that was East Africa. You are correct, my brother.
Yep,
I saw that.
over in Kenya. Yep.
Yep.
So, look at that, man. It looked like a cloud on that picture there. So I'm just showing y'all this signs of the times. This is gonna show you how crazy folks are.
That's brave.
You still tripping off that?
No, that's brave right there.
So here, a guy in prison. I'm sorry. This man lights joint in court while facing marijuana charge. That's that spirit. Now that's a spirit on you when you in court for marijuana, and you can see that spirit on. He's like, man, I'm gonna just have to light this thing. He's like, I got a hit for. And the bailiff, he gonna come smack that thing out his lips.
I wonder if he used the I man defense. I'm a man. You can't tell me. Do the walk.
All right. So now it's all right. What we got here? All right. Officer shoots and kills handcuffed suspect who was wearing a seatbelt inside his squad car.
Only a black man.
But now I gotta say this. I do gotta say this. The officer was black. Yeah, it was a black officer. So, but
that's that generation kill thing. You know what I mean? That's that thing where they tell you shoot first. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when as long as they're being backed by their brothers in blue, I mean, literally, that's what it is. It's
right.
That stigmata in their heads. It's okay. You know what I mean? The thing is like, how's that person really a threat to you in the back seat of a vehicle that usually has armor, usually be, behind the seat, there's some kind of cage right there. But he deserved it. He deserved that because he surpassed the billy club. He surpassed the pepper spray.
Yeah.
He surpassed the stun gun, and he went straight to pistol because he was such a threat.
Because he felt threatened.
Imminent threat to your life. Imminent.
These cops need some fear training.
They need their ass kicked. That right there, that cop, he need his ass kicked because that's terrible. You could just leave him in the car. Good God, man.
All right, so
I'm about to get your video flagged, ain't I?
it says Nike says its Kobe Bryant products have sold out online. Okay, and just on the Kobe situation, because and I had to hard block him. So if any of y'all with that dude, don't come back on my channel. That Elder Michael Johnson had the nerve come in my comments. why are you putting them in hell and all this stuff like that. And we were talking about earlier, man, a lot of those athletes, if you don't have to do a lot of studying and research and find out that a lot of these athletes, they practice strange things, they channel spirits, they do all types of stuff. Just do your own research. But I mean, he had a video on ESPN talking about dark musing and light musing and all this stuff like that. So, like I said, do your own research. But that video me and the brothers did right after the news came out about him passing, that video we did, the primary objective of that video was to sober brothers and sisters up and let them realize, hey, this life is not a fairy tale, is not forever. Me and you were talking about that. Gideon knows firsthand, man. He's been out there in actual warfare, and he's not deceiving himself thinking it's a fairy tale and things are gonna go on forever. But a lot of people, like, man, if you watch, because that day I watched about an hour of the news, and they just, it's just so sad, and it's like, who could say the nicest thing contest, but no, there's nothing helpful coming out of it, you know. So, all right.
Sad, so sad.
All right, so let's see what else we got here. So yeah, so that's it for the current events, and see a lot of y'all, see everybody done come in here. So let's say shalom. Shalom, brother Cedric. Good to see you in there. Will of the Most High. Shalom to your brother. Jonathan. Shalom. Sister V's. Shalom.
V's. My sister.
Sean Hill. Shalom. Hannah. Shalom to you. Jailism, shalom. J. Mick, shalom. I see my wife, Sister Koya, in there. Shalom. DJ, shalom. Oh, that's Brother Dex. Shalom to you, brother. Let's see. Carl, shalom. The Militia Ranger, shalom. Let's see. Tony, shalom to you, Tone. Good to see you in there. RC, shalom. Linzel, shalom to you. All right, we got a lot of folks in here. All right. Terrence, shalom. Patrick, shalom. Yukanan, shalom. Joshua, shalom to you. And to my... Man, there's a lot of y'all on Facebook, man. Reginald, shalom. Eric, shalom. Oman, Israel, shalom. If I said that right. Love Israel, shalom. John McNabb, shalom to your brother.
McNabb.
Let's see. Christian, shalom. There's a lot. I'm not going to be able to get to everybody. But with that said, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Me and Brother Gideon, man, we were just, he was just, you know, we just had, we've been having some good conversations.
Indeed.
And one of the things he brought up is, what'd you say to me about civilians?
I don't like them.
Gideon was saying he doesn't like civilians, and not in a mean way, but it's certain principles that he sees that he's really hitting on, and I'm gonna let you elaborate on that so nobody is filling out hurt feelings reports on Spiritual Combat. But
hey, where's it documented? You gotta send it out right now. Nah. I was just saying, like, you know, obviously, I spent most of my adult life in the military, so there's a certain type of mindset I've always had.
And I'm sorry, because what I want to do first, because a lot of people, I don't think most of these people who are watching this, they did not. I don't think they saw your dry bones testimony.
Oh.
They could go back and check that out. But if you could briefly kind of just go into a little bit of your, you know, of your military experience and your Straitway experience and all that, just briefly. And then if you want to go back and see it in detail, he has his testimony that he did. It's on my channel. It's the Dry Bones Rising Conference. But go ahead.
No, I just joined the military back in 1995. Yeah, somewhere around that. And I spent 21 years in the military, and I was on combat arms. Been there, done that. You know what I mean? And enough about that. I just, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And Straitway, yeah, about 4 years ago, I contacted Straitway, and I came out 3 years ago to Straitway to visit the land, and been hooked ever since.
And tell him what you said to Pastor Dow when you first met him.
Oh, this is hilarious. So at the time, me and Sister Bridget went out there together, and so, you know, I remember she was all like a little nervous about being out there, you know. So we get out there, and we got a little tent set up, and Pastor Al comes up, and looking at him, he's looking at me, you know. I'm just like, you know, it's the man, you know, this is the dude, you know what I mean? So, you know, he's like, you know, he asked me some questions about, he was like, hey, you putting down seed in North Carolina, you know. And I was like, you know, no, not really, da-da-da-da. And then I'm like, you know, I guess I just wanted to come out here and, you know, see, you know, I heard the hype, you know, I just wanted to see if he was full of shit or not. You know what I mean? It was so funny because I remember Sister Bridget, she was like, oh boy. And like started walking into the tent. She's like, we about to get shot out here. Messing with these people. But anyways, you know, he's like, you know, my brother, he has such a calm demeanor. You know, I mean, I wasn't trying to insult him or nothing like that.
Right.
But he understood exactly what I was talking about.
Right.
Because, you know, obviously, I wanted to see what he was all about. It wasn't testing him or nothing. I just wanted to see, but, bro, are you the real deal? I hear, you know, I want to look you at myself and see. Not, you know, you hear the rhetoric on YouTube and the line, people talking about this and that and the third. Well, I went out there and I wanted to see. And
like as you are supposed to
exactly. And I found out that brother has that has all that stuff they talk about him, total bull. I was like, well, there you go. And I was like, from that point on, I said, my brother, you have my sword. It's real simple. And
that's nothing to take lightly.
Yeah.
In any type of way. Yeah.
And if anybody doesn't mean when I say I have my sword, meaning like that I will stand and fight with my brother. You know what I mean? No matter what.
Somebody came in here. They said I served 10 years at Fort Bragg, 503rd MP Battalion, 103rd Airborne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Brother Gideon. If you don't know, so real fast, he was an Army Ranger in the military. He's seen combat, and like I said, he has a powerful testimony. You're gonna hear, you know, because it's not, you know, it's rare that you run into somebody with his type of experience. As a matter of fact, we were talking about that last night. Go ahead and talk about that 1% thing we were talking about last night.
Oh yeah. 1% is you got like something like 360 something million people in America, and less than 1% are protecting this country at any given time.
Hold on. Turn the volume up. Oh, so you're gonna have to speak up so they can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Or lean forward, maybe.
I apologize. I'm sorry, bro. So what I was saying was, the 1% is the people. You got like 360 something million people in this country, and less than 1% at any given time are protecting this country. That means under 3 million people. You know what I mean? 3 million men, women, men and women that serve in this country at any given time. And then you think about the people who get deployed for combat. Not all of the soldiers get deployed for combat. So then you go over that, and you might have, 200,000, 100,000 soldiers at one time. You know, I'm talking about Marines too, you know what I mean? Don't forget my Marines. I'm talking about everybody getting deployed. And then out of that, how many of that is actually combat arms that actually do the fighting? Not a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get deployed over there. And yeah, you say, oh, like what was that dude, that homo dude you was talking to? The one that was trying to diss us. I think you just said his name.
Richardson.
Yeah, Richard. Yeah, that dude talking about, he was like Air Force, Chair Force or something, right? Like did nothing. Somebody got combat experience. Nigga, please. You didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You sit up in the office all day. You know what I'm saying? Eating Snickers bars and stuff like that. I'm out there sweating my butt off, getting shot at. You gonna talk about you got combat or something. Whatever. Please, shut your ass up. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, that irritates me. So, you know, you got that crowd goes over there and they like, yo, you know, and they come back and they acting like they combat vets and they, you know, boosted up their collars and, you know, like, what you do? Oh, yeah, that was a truck mechanic. So, where was you at? I was in Kandahar. Where else? That's it. So you never left the base? Not really. Wow. You sure are a combat vet. You're awesome. Now, I'm not, you know, I'm not putting down anybody's military service.
Right.
Anybody who served, hey, thank you. Hallelujah. All I'm saying is, there is a even smaller percentage of people who actually did the fighting. What I'm saying, combat arms, MOSs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all.
Right.
That's
And that with being in because me and Gideon have talked a lot about you know, warfare, combat, and he's been in actual combat, but Gideon talked about compare actual combat and versus actual spiritual combat.
Yeah.
Talk on that a little bit.
Very, very similar. Very similar. I compare actual combat to spiritual combat because it's literally the same thing. It's just in a different realm. We got a physical realm and a spiritual realm. But the enemy is still the enemy in either one of those realms, if you look at it like that. And the tactics are to kill you. The enemy's trying to kill you. So the evil spirits are trying to kill us, trying to murder us. The things that people say out of their mouths, murdering us with their tongues, these things like that. So in a combat situation, everybody's seen the movies, everybody knows. You walk out, you have the armor on. Same as in the Bible, it talks about wearing the armor. So the same thing. You wear your helmet, you wear your chest plate, you got your weapon. You know what I mean? Those things that are protecting you, and that's the things that you do in the spiritual realm every day. You know what I mean? Pastor Dodd was talking about when he gets up, the first thing he's doing, right, you know, praising Yah. He get in the Word, study the Word. So he's donning on his equipment as soon as he gets up so he can protect his wives, you know what I mean? His women. Right. You know what I mean? So he's doing these things, getting prepared. Right. And when you're actually deployed, people don't understand. You're constantly in a deadly situation. You know what I mean? Constantly. When you go to sleep at night, bombs can come in. You know, I'll sleep in your beautiful home. I'm not worried about no mortar shells coming in. Right. But when you're in Iraq, Afghanistan, mortar shells are coming in. I remember many mornings and nights sleeping. I'm like, oh my God, bro, they just hit us 8 times. Rockets coming in. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I gotta get up. You know what I mean? Go run to shelter. You don't think that's happening while you're sleeping at night?
Right.
You get up in the middle of the night. I remember I happened to me the other day. It was 2 days ago. I woke up in the middle of the night, started reading the Bible. You know what I mean? I started praying because there was an attack coming in. Just like, it's the same thing.
Wow.
You gotta, you're constantly in war.
Yeah.
Every day of your life for the rest of your life, if you know, like in the military, you like, I swear to defend this, you know. As soon as you receive the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of Yah, it comes in you, fights on for the rest of your life. The devil hates you, he's coming after you. You just put on the uniform, just like I put on the uniform of the nation. They know me, they see that thing on my chest that says, United States Army. This is like, you get that crest on your saying, hey, property of God, fights on.
Yeah.
They're coming for you.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you get lazy and like, I'm good. Nope. And then also got to think about, like, in a combat situation, when we covering each other. Let's say what we call bounding. Okay, so I bound forward, and you got to give me cover fire every time. You know what I mean? When I move forward, you shoot. You know, increase your rate of fire. So what happens is, when we look at as a whole, as a unit, community, unit, we all together. You know, we're praying for each other. I tell the saints at North Carolina, man, we gotta always constantly pray for each other, because that's giving us that cover fire that we need as we go through.
That's good.
So you increase your prayer life, and you are a spiritual warrior. You sitting out there and you giving this for your brothers, because prayer works. Absolutely, because I look at me, I'm still alive. Somebody pray for this brother. You know what I mean? It works, so it's there. And you have to do this. You have to pray for one another. You got to increase that. But see, here's one of the issues. Now, if you think about it in a combat situation, when you're bounding, right? Now you're bounding. If I do something stupid all the time, guess what? That brother right there is always having to shoot to cover me, because I'm doing something stupid. You know what I mean? Now it's starting to become a burden to him. So at certain times, we have to be responsible for our own actions. You know what I mean? We have to do the responsible thing. You can't just do something stupid all the time, because it'll get you killed, and then it starts affecting other people. Everything you do as a whole affects everyone. Something I do can affect you, and et cetera, et cetera. We're together.
Right.
But that's the thing. I was talking about the civilians. Civilians don't have that mindset, because the mindset for a lot of civilians, and I don't mean not only all civilians, like people in team sports, they completely understand this.
Right.
You know what I mean? They completely understand this. Like I said, my brothers in Indiana, I love them. Okay, so they played professional sports. Okay, now if the center of that football team decides that, you know what, he gonna keep on messing up the snaps, fumbling the ball, jacking things up, you know what, he's gonna start messing up everyone else's stats. So now all of a sudden the team's losing, you know what I mean, and it even affects the other team. You know what I mean? You got my brother Rob, he hates quarterbacks. That dude, bro, he hates quarterbacks, right? So if this guy, he ain't gonna be able to sack the quarterback on the other team, because they gonna be like, man, I don't even want to play that team no more, because you're messing up his stats. So it's we have a responsibility. You know what I mean? At all times, this is basically what I'm saying. We have a responsibility to one another.
So elaborate on the civilian mindset that you see versus the military professional athlete type mindset, the teamwork mindset.
That's what I'm saying. Like, literally, it's a different, because the thing is like, see, you was in the military. You just can't quit, bro. You just can't be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm done. That ain't happening. You know what I mean? In a civilian, you can work at your job at McDonald's and be like, you know what? I don't like you. You offended me. I'm going home. So you grab your ball and you leave.
And there's a lot of that.
It's a quit.
Yeah.
They quit. So you got this mindset of just, whatever, I'll just move on. And
no
that's what you bring here.
No discipline.
You bring that here. No. There's no quit.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the difference. I used to be a civilian, so I can speak on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. just the least offense or whatever, and I'm done.
I'm done. I'm giving my bottle. I'm getting Yo, they be crazy, dude. I'm like, yo, where you going? They're still trying to play over here. I'm doing young. All right, take a snot rag and get out of here.
So you're saying a good thing. You're saying a good thing to a good indicator of somebody's mindset or somebody's community-based mindset is kind of look at what they've accomplished career-wise in life or whatever. Would that's kind of might be one indicator?
I think the indicator is knowing that person, basically when you look at them, you'll know because they're not selfish.
Mm.
Simple. Team sports, you have to sacrifice. You know what I mean? I remember I was talking to Rob when we were in, and I asked him, I said, man, what was the worst thing about football? You know what he told me? He said the injuries. The injuries. I was like, wow. You know, and I think of this brother is sacrificing his body. He's getting after it. You know what I mean? Just like I did in the military. That's sacrifice. You cannot be selfish. So one of the indicators when you look at these people is you see how selfish they are. That'll let you know right off the bat they ain't a team player. Because on a team, you have to sacrifice certain things. You have to be able to like get along with everyone. You have to do these things. And then that's why they talk about that discipline inside of being able to discipline yourself and understand sacrifice and discipline come together hand in hand. Together, symbiotic. People don't understand that. So
talk about when we were talking about yesterday about working through issues and the environment you were in where your life depended on.
Oh, yeah.
Speak on that real quick. and the getting the food and all that. Right?
So, okay, like, all right. So, okay. We were talking about, like, community. Yeah, right? Community. I would say community. All right? So, I did community living for 15 months. Okay? In combat. With a whole bunch of people I did not like. I would not invite them to my house. I ain't doing nothing with them. All right? Yeah, they listen to all kinds of punk rock music and into porn, and I'm like, oh God, I hate these people. But I gotta work with them. You're in a situation where there is no go back. You're there. Now you have to work with these people. So now there's that thing inside of you that you gotta be like, you know what? I gotta fix me. There's something in me. I gotta do what I need to do. I gotta refine myself to work with this man. So here it is. I'm like, you know what? I don't like you. You smell. You stinky. Whatever. You know what? All right, come on, you. That's me. Let me work on me. Let me work on me. Then you do that, and then all of a sudden now I'm in this community with these people working together with them. I'm living right next to them. This guy's, masturbating next to me. I'm like, you dirty, nasty. I hate these people, but I gotta deal with them. I have to. So what is going on here? It's so many things that people do around you, and you're just like, okay, let me fix this. Let me fix me first. So there's things about you have to understand. And then, like, let's say, for instance, like, to get along with these folk, I'm going out somewhere. If I had to go get something to eat, I'll be like, hey, man, do you need something to eat? Yeah, sure. How you go to the chow hall, you get it from them, bring it back to them. They do it for you. We have to get along because our lives depend on it. You know what I mean? If that guy next to me, I'm dependent on him. So we got to put aside all of those things and work together, have one common mindset. We have to focus and work together. Put all your other things. Some of those guys I work with were racist. They put that aside. And I knew they were racist. I put that aside. And we stood right next to each other and murk mothers. You know what I'm saying? We worked together. And that same thing. You have to put all that aside and say, you know what, I'm focused on the Most High. You focus on the Most High. Let's put aside where I came from, all that, and set aside our differences so we can work together. And, hey, man, let's get to heaven, bro. Let's do whatever we need to do. People don't understand that. It starts mentally here. That set apartness starts right here, understanding in your brain that you have to make that sacrifice. You have to set aside that garbage that you're trying to bring in and understand what you do is for the greater good of the community. You know what I'm saying?
Go into the mindset that a lot of people have where they like expect you to light yourself on fire to keep them warm. You know what I'm saying? And then you remember, because we were talking about how, like what you were saying, your mindset is you're going to bring something to the table and you're not going to be a liability.
Yeah, it's like a potluck. So, okay, I use this as an example. So we got Pastor Dow. He comes, he makes this beautiful arrangement for all of us to feast on, okay? So we get there, okay? And all of a sudden, here you come. You got your beard, your fork, and your knife. You're like, what's for child? Ooh, boy, it's so good. You know what I'm saying? And you there, and you like, you know, and that's it. So you just bring your appetite, your fork. You know what I mean? So you're slopping up everything. So we come there, you know, and pass it down, and I'm talking about on the board. Everybody. It's the folks coming. They don't do nothing for Straitway. You know, they do nothing. Like, why you even exist? Come on, do something. So they show up. They do nothing. All right? But all they want to suck from. Like parasites. But at some point, you have to give back. So it's a potluck. I'm bringing something to the table. I set it down. Like, hey, you know, here we go. I made this to, you know, it ain't much, but hey, I made what I could. You know what I mean?
Put your brick in. Put your brick in.
Share it. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Right.
We all together. That's what we need to do. Constantly do it. But when it happens is that you don't bring nothing, then all of a sudden you're like, well, I guess maybe I'll put up the dishes. So then you take the dish and then you bring it to the back and you give it to my, like my sister Zakina or something. She made all this. She cooks. I'm an example. My sister, she'd cook all this food and stuff like that for everybody. And then all of a sudden, all you do is bring back dishes. And then you expect her to wash it. Like, God dang. That's all you brought? You didn't bring nothing. You didn't do nothing. Did everybody doing everything? They pulling all the weight. All you know what I'm saying? Can you do something? You know what I mean? What happens is it'll start to affect other people. Imagine that. You know what I mean? If, like, I'm stay on my sister for a minute, you know, if you mind. Let's say she was cooking, all right? And all of a sudden she had these all stacked up, all these dishes, all the way up to the rooftop. And all of a sudden, because all you doing is bring back dirty dishes. You ain't bring no food, you ain't cooked nothing, you ain't done nothing. And all of a sudden now she done all the cooking, and now she got to do all the washing the dishes too. You know what I mean? That can start to affect her too. You know what I mean? Because now all of a sudden, when she cooks the next meal, she might cook less. So she has less pots to scrub. So everything that we do, it affects someone in the community. You gotta understand, you cannot just selfishness. Don't get me started on it, bro. Like for real, man. Like that's the problem, and that's the thing that happens throughout. That's especially
with our people. Yeah,
very selfish, and that discipline. That's why I say it goes hand in hand. You have to discipline and say, you know what? I'm gonna step my game up. Have I asked you for anything?
Nah,
not a damn thing. Nothing. I came. You know why? Because I came down here to help you, my brother. I'm going to come down here and help the people that you're here. I don't ask for nothing. I come down here because I'm sacrificing. I'm taking, the discipline is simple. I'm going to come down here and sacrifice. Because you know why? Because this is what's going to happen. This is beautiful. This is what's going to happen. It's beautiful. When I do this for you, guess what's going to happen? I teach you what I know. Okay? Now you know what I know. Now I'm more secure because I have a brother that can shoot just as good as me. He can move just as fast as me. So now I'm not by myself. Now more and more increase throughout. So every person in Straitway that I teach helps protect the family, helps protect the family of Straitway, which in turn protects me because now we're together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the sacrifice. You have to do that for your brothers. You have to do those things. We have to chip in. Find something in yourself that you can do. If all you got is because you stupid or something, bring your back. Plenty of labor. You know what I mean? I'm tired of looking at my brother, man. I'm tired. I'm getting tired. You know what? I remember I looked at a video, and it was Pastor Dow. He was loading up some wood on a truck at Home Depot. I was so pissed. I was like, are you serious right now? Bro, that next week I drove to Straitway. I was like, how can I help you?
That's that.
Do you hear what I'm saying? Because I said he made a video. He was like, look at me, I'm out here loading this up all by myself. I said, oh hell no. And I drove to Tennessee.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because that's what we have to do for one another. And people don't understand that. It's sacrifice. You have to help one another for the betterment of us all. Because that wood that he was loading up is home to build a home for someone else. You get what I'm saying? God, man.
That's
you know,
good.
so it upsets me. So I'm like, if you're coming in the Straitway, do something.
That's brotherhood.
Bring something.
Yeah.
Bring something.
Love
if
your
not,
brother.
just your back.
Yeah.
Do something.
Right.
Don't, you know, everybody's got a skill set. I don't want Pastor Dow to be overextending himself all the time to do all these things and people ain't doing nothing to help him. Find something that you can help. If you're a concrete guy, pour some concrete. Get your butt out there. It's like, hey, you know, call the other bro. What can I do? You go out there and pour some concrete. You're a professional. That's what you do for a job, right?
Right.
You get your butt out there and do it.
Right.
Take the time off. Call in sick. Do what you need to do.
Right.
Don't just do nothing and expect him to do it. Oh, well, I'm just sending in money. Okay, well, if that's all you got, then do it. But there's a lot of people don't even do that.
Right.
They do nothing. What's for dinner? What we got?
All right. So check. So what we were talking about, and this is when we were on the phone. I hear Corey back there. Corey back there. Oh, right. She. All right. So look. Talk about. Tie that in with be no do.
Be no do. Army motto. Be that. You know what I mean? Meaning like, okay. I think we were talking about leadership, right? So leadership. So, you know, I've been to every, except for Sergeant Major School, I've been to every military leadership school for NCO. Straight up. You know what I mean? First sergeant all the way down to PLDC. Okay? So, and the only thing you learn is be no do motto. Basically, be that. You know, you have to be that person. So if you're going to leader, you have to, like, you look at Pastor Dow. He's a model. He's a role model. He's always walking a certain way. So when people see him, they're like, that's a righteous man right there. You know what I mean? You can see by his walk, the light, the garment that he wears every day. So he's being that leader. He's showing people this can be done. You remember you looked at, when he talked, I think he was talking about, like he was, in what I think Louisiana or something, and he was talking about like some priest or whatever. Some dude was like, "Yo, you just wanted somebody to take care of you." He's like, "No, I'm gonna be that." So he went out there and he showed them that this can be done. So he went out, did what he needed to do, and look at it, the community we have today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he showed it can be done. Be that. No, you know. Not having the knowledge and understanding the people around you. You have to know what's your capabilities. You okay? So you ain't got no skill set. You're pretty dumb. That's fine. But you're the best box lifter. So you know what? I'm gonna get you to lift all the boxes because you do it real good. I understand that's your limitations and your capabilities. So I understand that knowing the people that you work around as a leader. And having the knowledge, you know what I mean? So if I don't necessarily know it, I know where to find it. So there's a lot of things I don't know, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I go to that. That's my reference. And do. That's what Pastor Dow. He was like, yep, ain't nobody gonna outwork him. I'll tell you right now, ain't nobody in Straitway gonna outshoot me. I promise you that. You know why? Because that's my part. Right. The Father gifted me with this. You know what I mean? He put me here for a reason. So now I'm here, and I'm going to tell you, I study hard. I do what I need to do. I practice because I don't want no one in this ministry is going to outdo me when it comes to me on that range. Why? Because I have to be the best. I have to do this. It's not a thing where I'm trying to show off. It's just I have to be the best. I have to show that this can be done. I have to be at a level so everybody can like have something that's like, you know what? I need to be at that level too. Well, let me show you how to get there, brother.
And what he's saying is he got a spirit of excellence when he does something. Mm-hmm. And I've seen it with Gideon, like just being around him and dealing with him these past couple days. Just being around somebody with a spirit of excellence automatically just elevates you in whatever you do. Like he's on his way. He was like, "Yeah, Mike, I'll be there at 3:00." And he's like, "Hey, I'm giving you an update. I'll be there 10 minutes late because I'm in traffic." And like he was there 9 minutes late. So he, you know what I'm saying? But it's a spirit of excellence. I want you, if you could, speak on excuse making. What
like buttholes. Everybody's got one.
were excuses easily accepted on the battlefield in the career you were in the military?
Really? I'll tell you the excuses. Excuses on the battlefield get people killed. Real simple. You try that crap out there, you die. Oh, well, I got dead. So all of a sudden, like we talk about bounding once again, and you say, "Hey, cover me while I move. I got you covered." That dude takes off, and all of a sudden, I'm like, then he dies. Well, why you didn't shoot? Well, you trying to make up an excuse why you didn't do your job? Bruh, no, it's unacceptable. Don't do it. You know what I mean? There's reasons for things that we have setbacks. We have setbacks. But at the same time, I think, God, man, Rob has the best. I keep bringing up.
Rob got this thing.
He said something about I don't remember.
He on there watching
somewhere. But
Rob type that thing in there, man.
What's that excuse?
Because he came on here. Yeah, he got a whole thing.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, man, dude, for real. You just got to do what you got. Man,
so what's with these people that like it? I've seen with our people, it's generation excuse. I mean, what is that?
A spirit, you know what it is, bro.
The spirit of excuse.
I don't know. Hey, listen, man. That you know what I mean. That I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some preacher or something. You know, I'll let Pastor Dow speak on that one on excuses. But I tell you one thing, it's like buttholes, and everybody's got one, and they all stink. You know what I mean? So you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Because if for me to obtain a goal, I don't need to have a bunch of excuses of why I can't do it. I just need to figure out a way to do it. Ooh. You know, it's like you think about like the spies that came back, you know, and then, you know, 2 had a good word, the other one was like, so they all came back with excuse. Man, we can't do it. Dudes is big, bro. They got big old shoulders and big swords and big shields, and they look scary. You know what I'm saying? But the 2 came back. They was like, you know what? This can be done. You know what I mean? And that's how I am. I have that mindset that the glass is half full, not empty. And that understanding is like, you know what? This can be accomplished. Now I look at it and I can obviously see the dangers. We go over the hill crest. You know what I mean? I said, damn, there's like 15 of them giants there. Man, this is gonna be tough. I come back and I say, you know what? Yes, it can be done, but not a frontal attack. I recommend we sneak up on their ass at night while they sleeping and throw some Greek fire on them. You know, burn them and watch them cook. Get crispy. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do. So instead of then coming up with a reason why we can't, let's figure out a reason why we can.
All right. So Rob posted it in there. Oh, yeah? And it's no excuses, no explanation, only excellent execution. And Gideon, if you could, like in front of the thing. So Gideon, he sent me, because he's talking about excellent execution. Gideon sent me this video a while back of him doing this thing where I was like, why are you moving like a robot? Like, what's like, I don't get that. Like, I didn't think it was awesome until he explained it to me. Because he was like, like doing the robot dance and stuff with his pistol. And I was like, well, why'd you send me that? and because if you watch Gideon, or if you could watch it in slow motion, like he'd be like, you just see some holes go in the target, and then you replay the video and you see he went like that. But go ahead and speak on that excellence of execution and what you were doing there.
It's simple. So I had a conversation. One of my team leaders, he came from Delta Force, and I was like, man, you know, like we were having a conversation talking about why I never tried out this, that, and the third. And I was like, man, dude, them dudes is awesome, bro. Y'all is awesome. You know what I mean? I just didn't think I was good enough to do it at the time, giving myself an excuse. You know what I mean? And the thing is he sit there and told me. He said, you know what it is? We master the basics. Mastery of the basics is what makes Delta Force so good. Mastery of the basics. So when I'm doing these things and I'm shooting, I'm taking each step, refining it, making sure that I have a smooth draw, pulling it out. I practice that one step, make sure every time. The next step, 1, 2. So making sure my hands connect together. Practice that 1, 2, and then I do my presentation. So then I'm reaching out to do my presentation, making sure that my arms are locked and everything. So it's step by step. I'm mastering the basics and becoming muscle memory. So when I'm doing these things, I'm not expecting in a situation where all of a sudden there's a riot, everything's going on. All of a sudden I'm just supposed to step into action, all of a sudden be Wolverine. No, I mastered the basics, so this thing is natural to me. It just happens and just done. And
you're eliminating the excuse through excellence of execution, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and that brings us into the next thing. And even like when Rob Mathis, when he was down here, he was showing me all this karate stuff.
Hands, yeah.
Like if he reached this way, he did something to me, and I was almost headed for the ground, you know, and going through that. So, would that tie that into people who make excuses and or sorry people who just sorry, or whatever you want to call them? How do you deal with that?
Well, at some point they're gonna have to get cut. They either gonna cut themselves or you gotta cut them, because at some point you just can't deal with people that's constantly being a burden to you, and they can jeopardize a lot of things. You know what I mean? You work with them, they keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like, oh, how many times am I gonna keep showing you this? How many times? You know what I mean? Oh well, I gotta do this. I'm trying. Listen, you know what I'm saying? You gotta stop. That's when it goes back to that self-discipline of understanding that, you know what I mean? I see something in myself that needs to be changed, and to say, you know what? Am I that guy? I remember the first day I woke up and I realized I was the asshole in the room. My whole team looked at me and was like, yeah, you're the asshole. I was like, dang, I'm that guy. Oh. You know what I'm saying? That was a hard thing for me when I realized I was the asshole in the room. And you know what it did? It sparked me to change. From that point on, I started changing the way I spoke to people, the things that I do in life. You know what I mean? Because I saw how it was affecting my team. And I fixed it. That's what people don't realize. You know, when you start doing things and you're the one that's constantly messed up all the time, at some point you got to have the discipline to say to yourself, you know what? I'm just ruining other people's lives and I just need to do something about that. I'm that person. So let me have the intestinal fortitude to do something to fix myself and stop making excuses of why you're ruining other people's lives or you're constantly being that person. Stop being that person. Do something. Stop ruining. You gotta just do it, bro. Stop playing around. Well, you want to make excuse, whatever. Ain't got time for that. At some point, you have to change. Put your drawers on and let's go. You know what I mean? The grown ones, not the little kitty ones with the little Care Bears and Superman shorts. Put on the big ones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The jock shorts or something. Do something. Man. You know what I mean? But man, I said, Josh, that's funny. I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You got to do something. But, you know, if you're running around with them little, little Care Bear things on, bro, you ain't going to get nothing done. So you have to grow up at some point and realize that it's time to get the job done and stop making excuses for tearing everybody's life up and tearing your life up because you don't have the intestinal fortitude to make that change in your life. You know what I'm saying? I had no excuses. You know what I mean? I realized that when I was in Ranger School, I couldn't make it by myself. So I had no excuses. I had to do what I had to do. You know why? Because every day I looked up, I looked at my Ranger buddies, and I said, you know what? I'm going to be there for you. I'll be there for you. I remember my brother, we went to boot camp together. And two of the guys, one was in a 2nd Ranger Battalion, the other one was in 3rd Ranger Battalion. And we ended up in Ranger School together. But we had both went to Army boot camp together. We all went to infantry school together. And we met up. I was like, yo, hey, man. And, he's like, yo. And I remember when it was time for him to do the planning, he was like, yo, I'm PL on this mission. I'm like, all right, roger that, platoon leader. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey. He's like, bro, I need you. I was like, dang, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. You know what I mean? I just got off being a PL. Then somebody wanted me to be the ATL. They wanted me to be one of their squad leaders. And now my brother's coming to me and asking me to help him. And I'm like, I'm so tired. But you know what I did? I laced up my boots, and I said, I'll be there for you, brother. And I did it. I even, when with certain points, I saw my brother, he had a heavy load, because sometimes some people would mess up the reports, and you got to carry, like, extra ammo. Oh, God. Like, oh, my God, we carrying 5,000 rounds of 240. Oh, my God, this is so heavy. So we had to bring, I was like, oh, my God. So you got to put that in your backpack, man. It's like 65, 70 pounds, and we got to walk. I'm tired. In Ranger School, you keep going up and down. You hardly eat. You don't even eat. You eat once a day. Damn. And then here it is, you know what I mean? And then sometimes we don't even eat at all. Damn. And then all of a sudden, I'm carrying this load. This rain. We're in Florida phase, you know what I mean? Right here in Florida, it's raining every day. I'm tired. I got salt stains going through my uniform. I stink. I'm just like the worst. I lost 25 pounds, bro. I'm hating life. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at my brother, and he's falling apart over here. And I'm like, open up your bag and give me some of those rounds. I'm going to carry it for you. And I didn't have to. But I want to see that my brother is successful. So I sacrificed, did what I needed to do. I didn't make any excuses because I saw that he was hurting. You think I wasn't? We there together. You think I wasn't hurting? My knees hurt. I ain't got time for this. I hated it. But I did it. And that's how we have to do for one another. You know what I'm saying? Stop making excuses of why you're jacking everything up and just fix it.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
So that naturally, getting over offenses or getting offense, that spirit of offense, with it, Teacher Shane, man. Wow. I didn't know, going into the dead season, because Teacher Shane did that lesson a while back, right when we were going into the dead season, he talked about that offense thing, man. What's your mindset on that? On offenses?
Don't. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's simple. I mean, there's things all throughout life that's going to piss me off and get me upset about certain things, but at the same, it's not going to cause me to sin on that person. And I'm not holding things against them. You know what I mean? But I can get tired of that person constantly doing, like, I forgive you, and I forgive you again, and I forgive you, and I forgive you. Like, okay, I keep forgiving you. I'm not getting offended, but you keep doing the same thing. Like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Like, can a brother sleep? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang. Like, when you gonna stop? You know what I mean? But offenses, people just got to understand, like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to get past it. Once again, I'm going to go back to it. I keep going back to it. So must be something in the air. Discipline. That mental discipline. I worked with a bunch of folks I did not like, brother. And I literally had to discipline myself to be able to get that job done because I looked at a greater good. You know what I mean? So I needed to do what I needed to do. So if you're getting offended because Pastor Dow says something, this, that, and the third. I'm just like, yo, man, get over yourself.
And you so offended, you do 5 documentaries, 5 smooth stone. Ain't saying a damn thing because your damn feelings so hurt.
I would like to have a real conversation with that guy. You should introduce us one day. It'd be great. It'd be awesome. We would have a good time. Great. It'd be great.
Oh, Lord. Oh, man.
You know what I mean? It'd be great.
All right, so let's submitting to leadership. What are the, like, it's like some people got that I'm submitted to Yah, I ain't submitting to no man, and all that stuff mindset.
I don't that's a little bit above my pay grade. You know what I mean? I'll let the people that know that subject better speak on that, but I will tell you from my point of view when it comes to, because remember, I spent most of my adult life in the military, and for most of those years, I was a leader. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, when I was a private, I wouldn't want me. I was terrible. I was a terrible private. I was always getting in trouble. Mm-hmm. But because I had good leadership, I looked on them, and they set the example for me. And that example gave me something to inspire to, and I slowly became them. Mm. So the leadership example is Yeshua.
Right.
There is no other better example.
Right.
Because he walked it.
Right.
The word of Yah was spoken into flesh and walked this earth. Yeah. So you look at that, and that's your example. Follow that as best you can. Yeah, we're going to all fall short. Absolutely. I suck at life sometimes. I admit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I do. I make mistakes. Right. I'm not the best. I check stuff up all the time. You know what I mean? But you know what, man? I dust myself off and I keep going. I've had a rough life. Mm-hmm. And very few moments of that rough life I've had actually happen moments. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yet, I strive on. You know why? Because I understand that, you know what? The Most High has a place for me. But I got to keep going forward and do what I need to do to make it there. Right. He ain't going to just pick me up and be like, oh, get up in here. He going to give me the strength and what I need to do. And he gave me the word. He gave me the instruction manual. He says, look, you do these things, I'm going to let you in my house.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is instruction manual. So as for leadership, that's my leader. You know what I mean? But when the book says when you have people that are over you, they're for your how does it say?
So they watch out for your
souls, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So yes, if you're submitting to someone, you must submit to that person. You know what I mean? Do what they say. You know what I mean? It is what it is because there's a reason. So if I'm as a leader and you're for example, we're at combat, I need you to submit to me, bro, because I might know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So please listen to me for your soul. Mm-hmm. Because if I tell you to get down or roll left, you best do it. If you don't, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's good.
Does leaders make mistakes? Absolutely. Leaders make mistakes all the time. A real good leader is the one that realizes it.
Mm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But does better.
All right. So, let me, hey, if y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely put them in the chat there. If it's a question, make sure you put a comment on there. So Gideon, speak a little bit about where you were at when you came into ministry and the difference in the spiritually where you at when you came in and how you've grown and developed.
I was a douchebag. I was a douchebag. I was not where I needed to be spiritually, mentally, anything. I was jacked up, bro. I literally had a lot of hate in my heart towards certain things and people. I had a lot of anger, you know what I mean, inside of me because there was a lot of things I was dealing with, you know what I mean. So, you know what I mean? It's, but I didn't really know how to process a lot of things, you know what I mean? And, you know, like I said, that's what's important about deliverance and being able to be delivered of those things, you know what I mean? Crying out, you know what I mean? Just you gotta let it go. You can't hold those things inside, man. You'll never. I don't understand the stigmata with people who literally. I just don't get it, man. Like you just. I don't know. Some people just stuck on stupid, bro. You know what I mean? They just keep. I don't know. Whatever.
Stubborn.
Yeah, it's like
pride.
Yeah, you just won't let certain things go about yourself, and you just gotta let those things go. I realized I was jacked up, and like I said, the sacrifice, the discipline is to make myself better, not just for myself, but for the whole. When you realize you're the asshole in the room, change. So I realized I was the asshole in the room, and that thing, people don't want to be around that. So you know what I mean. I want to do what I need to do to spiritually grow. You know what I mean? And I'm constantly, let me tell you, one of the best things I learned in the military was always improve your foxhole. Every day. When you in your position, your fighting position, every day you're in that position, you always improve. Take one more stick and put it up there. You know, fill up another sandbag and put it next to you. Make sure your stakes are in good, because you know when you came in last night, you would just gather whatever you can. You got this little twig, and that ain't because you know when you put your rifle down, you got to have shooting stakes to show which direction you're gonna shoot at night, because that's your corridor. You know what I mean? That's your left and right limits. But if you're using this little twig, you're gonna knock it over. So you improve your fighting position by looking and seeing the flaws in it, and then you pick that stick up and get you a nice piece of wood, put that in there. You every day.
Tie that into the spiritual.
That's it, spiritual.
Right.
So I'm seeing things in myself. You know what I mean? That I need to fix. This man in the mirror, as Michael Jackson said. Ooh, didn't say the bad word. But it's true though. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of flaws. I mean, I'm still jacking stuff up. I get it, bro.
Talk about what we talked about as far as in Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, what you...
was it 26? 26? Right. I was just talking about the swearing thing, about me. Just for me, and I understand what, you know, what we define as swear words and this, that, and the third. But for me, I just realized something's been put in me to just I want to try to clean up what I say. I think for me personally, and I'm not just saying this, just for me, just for me, Brother Gideon. I realize that some of the things that I'm saying I need to fix. You know what I mean? You know, I'll be at home by myself sometimes, and I'll drop a couple of F-bombs. I'll admit, there it is. See, I ain't perfect. You know, I get mad. I'll be watching something. Hey, man, you know what I mean? Or something. I'll say certain things. And I realized in that last part what it's talking about, that person will be like that the rest of their life, all their days. I'm like, dang, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that's constantly saying foul things all the time out of my mouth. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and when I read it, I was just like, dang, what? You know, something just led me to it. I don't know the book that well, you know what I mean? But something led me to it, and I just wanted to fix that part of me. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make me soft to try to fix up the things I say out of my mouth, you know what I mean? So I'm working on not saying certain words out of my mouth, because I figure, you know what I mean, that I can attract more bees with honey versus vinegar or water.
All right, let's see. Rob Mathis asks, vodka or cognac? That is
good, man. See, he too big because I can't kick his butt. So you know it's vodka, bro. You know he playing. You know I drinking that crap. Vodka all day, bro.
All
Nothing
day.
but vodka. You know what I mean?
And me, water.
Yeah.
And orange juice.
Agua.
Yeah, man, that was good, man. Like I said, somebody asked for Passover. When will there be training at Passover?
That's up to Pastor Dow.
That's Pastor Dow.
Do as
Yep.
he tell me to do.
The when, where, how, all that's going to be him.
That's right.
Robert said yak.
Whatever. You know what? That's the thing. See, that's the thing. See, I can get offended right now. Oh my God, you drink yak. You know, who cares, man? You know what I mean? Like, that dude, like, for real, bro. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I told you, like, that, you know what I'm saying? Us walking together. Yeah. You know, we agree to get to a destination together, but I don't give a crap about who shot Tupac. If you got a disagreement, that ain't gonna make me mad. So
right.
Rob like yak. A lot of them brothers like that. I think it's garbage. But it don't make me not, love you less. I love it. It don't matter. Whatever. I love that brother. I love all my brothers. I love my sisters. I love her. Man, listen, man. I just want to try to make a better me.
That's good.
That's it, bro.
Well, y'all, what we gonna do, man? We having a small private Shabbat here, and then like I said, Brother Gideon, he's gonna on first day he's gonna train us up so we could train our peoples down here up. So I appreciate him for that. Brother Dex asked a question. He said one of my favorite people in the Bible is Joshua and Caleb because they trust Yah and weren't afraid of the fight. Who's your favorite people in the Bible? Gideon. That's why there it is.
Because like it's just a thing. Like basically, I was a puny weakling. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when I was called to arms, I did what I needed to do. You know what I mean? And I had to do what I needed to do to try to become an ultimate warrior for the Most High Yahweh. So, you know what I mean? Just like Gideon did. He did what he had to do. You know what I mean? And simple.
That's good. So, yeah, y'all. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. Y'all, this is Spiritual Combat. Brother Gideon, you're going to be seeing him. Straitway, Florida. Straitway Ministries. Definitely tune in. Pastor Dow will be on live on YouTube at 12. So tune in there. I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. And shalom, shalom.
Me and the Most High, me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High. I'm so low, my walk on that road is me and the Most High. I'm so low, my walk on that road is me and the Most High. Me and the Most High, me and the Most High, yeah, me and the Most High. Take to keep you from us, just a little laughing. Spread the gospel through the hood, doing it through rapping. Feel just like me and God trapping souls, bringing the truth to the people, telling what they never been told. You sitting on gifts you were giving and doing nothing with them. I swear that you niggas is bold. Just bet you know. I know that some of you think that I'm playing with completion. I'm not. I'm ready to drop. Been ripping the work in the studio, serving it out to the block. Tried to live life on my own and I found that it's not what I thought. A place to a higher, but Hashem Yeshaya, my son, I said it was already booked. I'm ready for you to stop trying to stop easy, trying to say he wicked when really he not. It's really a plot for Judah to wait you in the dark to try to come take what you got. Woo, listen, the truth hit hard, harder than a gamble. Better be known as a saint. Yeah, your favorite rapper, Michael Jackson band. No melodrama, random, but it's still just me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. Yeah, me and the Most High. Yeah, me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. Yeah, me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. I'm so low. My walk on this road is me and the Most High. I'm so low. My walk on this road is me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. Yeah, me and the Most High.
walking yasha in my OG. I feed the flock to lose no sheep. Yeah, no sheep, no little Bo Peep. X5 and 29, I choose the Father over man every time. Like coke addicts, I drop heavy lines. No word, all actions, pantomime. They said I never seen a Judah with a flow like that. I said I never seen a Judah with a glow like that. He gave me seeds that I never seen grow like that. Track 5 bars, gas about to blow like that. I'm good, but my lonely. I let the Father build up my team. I go where he shows me. I need no blind guy to show me. Matthew 15, verse 14, he told me to just let them be. They strain at necks and swallow camels when they should be following me. Woe to them, yes, woe not, cause time soon come when it goes down. He came with a sword not to bring peace. Cinderella at midnight, I must leave. I struggle for a minute, I was Judah straight coasting. Shine when I rhyme, but a Judah ain't boasting. The Bible I pick up, I fall and I get up. Got living water that I swallow for hiccups. Let that marinate. I will rock with me, myself, and I live life like I'm fasting. I need nothing, just me and the Most High.
Me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. Yeah, me and the Most High. Yeah, me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. Me and the Most High. Yeah, me and the Most High. Me and the Most High.